Welcome back to Ethereal Aeons Activation. I am Lesly Damai. Today's video, I want to give you an important message, and it's all about your own spiritual path and the avenues you may encounter while reclaiming your spiritual sovereignty. And so the topic today is different types of dark energetic archetypes that you may encounter. And for everyone, it's going to be a little bit different. So I want to let you know that while you are progressing in your spiritual journey, you will come across a very specific type of dark energy archetype. And so it's really up for you to really begin to notice these types of patterns you will encounter in people, in relationships. And so I will give you a few examples of these. You might notice different types of cycles you encounter in your life in regards to loops and patterns revolving around your career, your romantic relationships, and your very personal relationships. So I will give you an example. I have a client who has found herself time and time again having very negative type of masculine figures in her work. So essentially her bosses are all very emotionally immature, and they make it vocally known that they're the boss and that she's the peon, and her entire outlook on it is basically like, well, I'm a light worker, and she calls herself a light worker. So I'm a light worker and I can handle these energies, and perhaps I actually have something to offer them. So it's important to remember that in life there are energy takers and there are energy givers. And so she boldly professes that she can handle this and she can leave when she wants to. But now there's this really obvious pattern going on, and it's starting to follow her into other jobs as well. And so she's really trying to progress in her life, but ultimately there is no progression without holding the pillars of your boundaries. And if you don't have any boundaries, well, then you're actually just being trampled over energetically, and there is no true progression, but a false sense of progression. This is withholding her from truly spiritually evolving despite what she may think of the situation. And so I want you to take a look at your own life as well, because a lot of people will encounter this within their own family and close friends as well. So you want to ask yourself, the people that I'm associating myself with or coming across with, and I'm noticing that there's some sort of negativity there, how does the role of the energy taker and giver play out? And you should not make excuses if there are individuals in your life that simply by having a conversation with them, there is an exchange of energy that is not equal, okay? And if there's someone in your life that, they truly try and they're still having this issue, that's when you need to back off a little bit, because you will get wrapped up in their frequencies, and it's just too risky. If you're really trying to reclaim your spiritual sovereignty, it's too risky to allow these relationships to continue. So something you might want to ask yourself as well is, who do I encounter where I feel an equal energetic exchange with? Okay? And if it's no one in your life, well, then perhaps that's when you take the road of the hermit. The hermit knowingly goes into their spiritual transcendence prepared enough to endure that solitude. And that time frame can be anywhere between a couple days to a couple years to who knows. Everyone's journey is different, but there is true power in going into that journey withholding from those friendships and people and places. There is true power in that. You don't owe anyone anything. You don't even owe anyone an explanation. You are not in debt to anybody in that sense when it comes to your own energy. So first and foremost, asking yourself, who in my life is an energy taker? And perhaps who am I taking energy from as well? You might want to have boundaries with those types of relationships as well, because it's not healthy and if you're accepting that unfair exchange, you will be depleted elsewhere in your life as well, or perhaps it will just stunt your growth also. So I wanted to share that with you. While you are spiritually becoming more in tune, these dark energy types in your life will come up. Another way this will happen can be in your dreams. This is an excellent way for the fourth dimensional entities to extract your energy in your dreams. If you're doing an awesome job during the wake state, well, we're still in a dream, but you know what I mean, while you're awake in the day-to-day matrix, they're going to try and get you while you're sleeping. So observe your dreams as well and understand that they're not always real. They are placed there. You're in another simulation from the astral realms that they're placing you in. And if you don't become lucid, then you can go on about an entire dream thinking everything's real and giving in to the fear-based type of scenarios they're placing you in. And pay attention to that as well. Another way is going to be psychic attacks. If you're obsessing over certain thoughts, you have to understand that it's not just your shadow, it's not just a trauma that's unhealed. It's actually a way that it can be a shadow, but it's not just the shadow. It's the fourth dimensional entities know your weaknesses, and so they can latch on to a shadow, and therefore you will then not only be encountering a shadow, but you're encountering an entity that's deliberately trying to drain you of your energy by exacerbating this trigger for yourself. And so they'll ride on your shadows, on your coattails pretty fiercely for a long time until you've integrated them, or until you've kind of understood your own thought and mindset, until you've cleaned out the baggage from your own mind, emotionally, and especially, like I said, psychologically, mentally, because they won't be able to fool you for too long. So absolutely important to remember that we do live in this third dimension, but it is overlaid with fourth dimensional entities running amok and really latching onto individuals who are unaware, but also these fourth dimensional entities are feeding the main archetype of this very hostile, chaotic energy. And so if they suspect that you're blossoming, they will try and suck at your pollen as you're blossoming before you get too powerful, so that you don't become too powerful and then you can't fall for their energy vampirism anymore. So they're going to try and get you before you're fully blossomed. And we see this in the story of Siddhartha, the Buddha, right before he becomes really spiritually attuned and he reaches that moment of bliss and nirvana, he gets encountered by demons, by succubus. And so they will try and clasp onto you around this time. And so don't give up on your journey. Don't feed into the fear. That's number one. Fear is just part of their illusion in this matrix Maya. So don't give in to that, and just be very aware. And it's never okay to consent to anyone taking your energy when it's unfair, and you gotta find ways around it. Don't let it continue. That is abuse to your own spirit. That is you literally saying, I volunteer to no longer be directly aligned with spirit. And that's you falling into the illusions of the matrix. So that's the first and foremost I can give you. Again, spend time with yourself. Learn how to be at peace with yourself. Learn how to prioritize your relationship with Gaia, and things will for sure start to turn around in your life. There's no need to go into it so much and so deeply and contemplate. It's just more so be in the moment and surround yourself in an environment where you are free of energy vampirism. So turn your screen off, get into nature, and start to really proclaim that path to righteousness, which is I, first and foremost, fill my cup and prioritize my connection to spirit. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's short but sweet, and I hope you enjoy the view here. Sending you so much love. Please subscribe to my channel, and also check out the links in my description. I have all the details to my one-on-one spiritual sovereignty coaching. I'm accepting 4 clients. So if you've been wanting to get some really close guidance, some custom tailored guidance to your energy, into what you desire, the outcomes you desire in life, if you would like to have someone there to be of assistance and guide you with weekly coaching calls, soul work assignments, and a direct plan of action of how to gain your spiritual sovereignty despite anything you think that may hold you back. Please check out the link below. Can't wait to hear from you, and I will see you very soon.